Feeling rushed has almost nothing to do with how much is on your plate. Some of the emptiest schedules in the world belong to the most stressed out people. The alarm fires. You snooze it. It fires again. You snooze it again. And now begins the morning math. If I skip breakfast and don't wash my hair, I can leave by 7:40. If I wear yesterday's shirt, who's going to notice? I buy another 3 minutes. You haven't even stood up yet, and you're already negotiating with the day like it's a hostage situation. That tight feeling in your chest before your feet have touched the floor. Look, you weren't even that busy yesterday. You had enough time. So what actually happened? Feeling rushed almost always comes down to one thing: too little margin. There's a real difference between being genuinely overloaded, where you physically cannot fit the tasks into the hours, and having your day set up so poorly that even a light schedule feels like a sprint. Two people. Same job, same commute, same Tuesday. One of them moves through the day calmly. The other one ricochets between tasks with that tight feeling behind their sternum all day long. Same calendar, totally different day. Humans are bad at estimating how long things take, like really bad. Psychologists call it the planning fallacy, and people underestimate task duration by roughly 40%, consistently across cultures, professions, ages. You think the errand takes 15 minutes. It takes 25. You think the email takes 5 minutes. It takes 12. Multiply that across a full day, and you haven't run out of time, you've run out of buffer. And buffer is something you can actually build back in. So what does that look like? It starts where the day actually begins, which, frustratingly, is the night before. I started tracking this about 6 months ago, and it became embarrassingly clear that every bad morning I had traced back to the previous evening. Phone in bed until midnight. Clothes not laid out, bag not packed, no plan for tomorrow. You go to sleep with zero preparation for the human, you'll be in 7 hours. And that future human, groggy, slow, barely conscious, is now expected to make 40 micro decisions before coffee. Where are my keys? What am I wearing? Do I need an umbrella? Did I pack lunch? Is there gas in the car? Each one is tiny, trivial even. But stacked together before caffeine has reached your prefrontal cortex, they pile up into this feeling of being behind. And that feeling colors everything until you go to bed again. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Bag by the door, clothes out, default workstation ready. The first 30 minutes of your morning should contain zero decisions. You wake up and execute a sequence that was designed by a smarter, more awake version of you the night before. You can wake up at whatever hour works for you. You don't need a sunrise alarm clock that simulates the Tuscan dawn. The entire point is removing the obstacles tonight that tomorrow you will absolutely, definitely, without question, fail to handle gracefully. Because tomorrow you is a sleepy, irritable monkey. Plan accordingly. You can also turn your commute into a buffer zone. No podcast, no news, no catching up on messages while you drive. Just transition time. The commute absorbs chaos instead of amplifying it. Might be the first time your commute has ever been useful for anything. Worth a try, at least. Even with a sorted morning, though, there's a second trap waiting. Your to-do list. The standard to-do list has no size limit, no time slots, no sense of what's actually possible in a day. You just keep adding to it, and it grows, and you're already behind before you start because the list was always longer than the day. It's basically lying to you about what a Tuesday can hold. What works instead? One meaningful thing done early. Land that and the whole day feels unrushed even if nothing else gets done. Then pick exactly 3 priorities total written the night before. Yes, the night before keeps coming up. That's because it's doing most of the heavy lifting in your life, whether you acknowledge it or not. Everything beyond those 3 is bonus. And those 3 things will each take longer than you think, because the 40% underestimation thing doesn't go away just because you know about it. Your list never accounts for that, and you have to, because your brain won't. Join our YouTube membership for exclusive perks like early access to scripts, input on future topics about productivity, and connect with a like-minded community that gets it. Click join below and let's build your easier, more intentional life together. People overestimate what they can do in a day by roughly 50%. They underestimate what they can do in a week, though. The day is smaller than you think, and the week is bigger, so it usually makes more sense to design for the week. Okay, morning is calm, list is honest. But 3 specific types of tasks reliably blow up your schedule. Type 1, underestimated tasks. Things you think take 10 minutes that always take 40. Emails that require research, quick phone calls that are never quick. Type 2, other people's urgencies. Just a quick favor, can you look at this for a second? The meeting that could have been an email, but wasn't. Type 3. Open loops. Tasks you didn't finish properly that boomerang back. You almost sent the invoice, you mostly completed the form. Almost and mostly just mean you'll be doing it again later. The fix for open loops is a 60-second rule. Before you walk away from a task, spend 1 minute closing it completely. Send it, file it, done. And if a task involves another person or contains the words "just quickly" in the description, double the time estimate automatically. I'm not entirely sure why "just quickly" is so reliably wrong, but it is, every single time. All of this gets harder because of one object: the thing in your pocket. Your phone is a rush machine, and the reason is subtle. Each notification yanks you out of the present task and into a micro-urgency that wasn't yours. You check it, nothing happened, but now your attention is split. And split attention feels like a sprint, even when your calendar is empty. You know that feeling of finishing a day where you did almost nothing but somehow feel exhausted? That's attention fragmentation. One screen at a time fixes most of it, which sounds almost too simple to work. Set office hours for messages. Responding on your own schedule is perfectly sane. Treat email like laundry. You do it at a set time, twice a day maybe. You don't check the hamper every 9 minutes to see if a sock appeared. The goal is just being inside one moment at a time, instead of mentally flickering between 17. The single biggest source of rush, past any one morning or notification or badly estimated task, is something stranger. For a lot of people, being rushed is an identity, and identities are stubborn. I'm just a busy person. I work better under pressure. I thrive in chaos. Those are stories you rehearsed until they hardened into something that feels like fact. What actually happens under pressure is cognitive narrowing. Worse decisions, higher error rate. What happens is your focus narrows, and you quietly stop catching your own mistakes, which makes it hard to trust the voice that says, "I've got this," when you're running on fumes. The always rushed identity reinforces itself. You believe you're always late, so you don't build buffer. So you're late, so you believe it more. And the quiet damage, always running behind, creates a low-level anxiety that follows you into days with nothing scheduled. Saturday, no plans. Still that hum, still that sense you should be doing something. You're falling behind some invisible schedule that doesn't exist, but feels absolutely real. The shift requires behavioral proof stacked over time. You leave early 3 times and arrive calm. That's a data point. 10 data points, and the identity starts to budge, because you learn from repetition, not from reading something inspiring once. It took me about 3 weeks before I stopped feeling guilty about leaving the house on time. Building margin permanently requires a few structural changes to your week. A Sunday reset, 30 minutes, review what's coming, plan the week, clear the small backlog. Those 30 minutes make the entire week feel slower. No back-to-back events, ever. One buffer gap between commitments. Context switching costs, roughly 23 minutes of refocus time per interruption. 2 back-to-back meetings cost you 2 meetings plus 46 minutes of invisible cognitive tax. No wonder you feel wrecked by 2 p.m. And when everything goes wrong anyway, because it will, the real skill is recovering from disruption without letting it wreck the whole afternoon. The late start trap is trying to win the day back by sprinting. You rush through task 1, botch task 2, skip lunch, and by 3 o'clock, you've created more problems than the late start ever caused. The most productive response to a late start is often, counterintuitively, maddeningly, to slow down. Stop, pick one thing, do it, land it properly. Traffic, a slow laptop, a printer jam. These are 4-minute problems. They don't deserve an entire day. A lot of rushing, when you really look at it, is emotional. Fear of wasting time dressed up as urgency. You overpack the schedule to avoid wasting time, which guarantees you feel rushed, which means you enjoy nothing, which means the time was wasted anyway. Just with more sweat. Take out the margin and the whole structure falls apart. You've probably seen that happen as recently as last week. So here's the whole thing stacked together. The night before does most of the work. The morning has no decisions in it. The list has 3 things on it, honestly sized. The phone has office hours. The week has gaps in it on purpose. And the identity has shifted slowly with evidence, the way brains actually learn from "I'm always rushed" to "I leave early on purpose." When it all falls apart, because you're a primate with a calendar and an optimism bias and a phone that buzzes, you have a reset button. Feeling calm is something you can build. You probably should have built it a while ago. Though, honestly, you probably skimmed the back half of this because you felt like you were running out of time, which, yeah, that's probably the most honest place to start. And hey, if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Also, let me know your thoughts on what I just shared. Oh, and there's more. I've just started a Patreon to help support these videos and connect with you more directly. Check out the link in the description if you'd like to join.